Hi, my name is Gerhard Schwantner and welcome to Selling Power TV. Today we have the pleasure of continuing our conversation with Jeff Seeley, CEO of Karoo. Welcome, Jeff.
It's great to be back.
Let's talk about the role of technology and how it has changed and transformed sales training and coaching and sales development.
Well, I think it's just not only sales training, it's how technology has affected all learning. As we go to much more of a distance learning platform in all areas, especially inside of corporations, what we've done, I think, to some degree is replace the human element of what really goes on in terms of sales especially. And that sales is a face-to-face game, whether it's via Skype or internet or whatever you're using, or truly talking to a customer face-to-face. As you get more into deeper relationships with your customers, you have to be able to have human interaction. And that can't be replicated in an environment that really is involved around technology. It becomes powerful for reinforcement of those skill sets, but it's really hard to teach it because you really can't give strong feedback on what you're doing, what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong.
So let's say we talk about one skill, which is handling customer objections. Are you saying that it's better to rehearse that in a classroom setting than online?
Yes, for a couple reasons. One, 90% of the people who are learning that are adult learners, and adult learners learn through experiential learning. That is a well-proven fact. So from an adult learning perspective, experiential learning becomes critical. It's really hard while we're getting closer and closer with all the different technologies inside of distance learning. It's really hard to replicate that experiential concept inside of distance learning.
What if they went on a video platform and they had one instructor and let's say 10 salespeople and they're live seeing each other on video screen?
A different thing, and those are certainly, that is a viable way to do it because now you can give feedback and now you can interact. Now sometimes you can't see the body language as much and you can't see some of the different things, but that's truly a different element of distance learning. Where you're seeing a lot of companies go to distance learning is really more of simulation.
Right.
Here's a simulation, what would you do? Mm-hmm. It's kind of like taking a test.
Right.
You can't get feedback from how you would have done it in that situation.
Right. What about inside sales? Inside sales is a category that's growing faster than outside sales right now. How does training and how does technology affect the training in that area?
I think, again, it comes twofold. One, I think it's important on the product information and service information because one of the things that inside salespeople have to do very differently than they did even 5 years ago, their ability to understand what their company's offering is has to be much more concrete. Before it was a customer service function. What do you need? How can I help you? Now it's really a true information translation between the customer and that. But still, they're on the phone, live and in person. And so how they're getting feedback on things like voice tone, questions, and all those things become, we actually simulate a conversation between two people where they can't see each other and then ask for feedback in terms of what did they experience. And it's amazing what happens when a customer gives a sales professional, inside sales professional feedback on their tone of voice or the way the question was or how it was insulting or condescending or any number of things, and the sales professional's like, wait a second, no, that's not what I meant. I was just trying to ask a question. And you can't replicate that from a technology basis, we don't believe.
Where do you think online training is headed?
I think we're going to see it in a couple different phenomenons. As in terms of where it comes to technology and product information and capability, everything from the sexual harassment policies, safety policies, I think we're going to see it continue to grow because that's where it needs to grow. I think when it comes to leadership and when it comes to sales professionals and some of the other things that really involve human interaction, I think we're going to see it really elevate itself into being reinforcement. In other words, how do you learn the skill, you practice the skill inside of a classroom, and then it becomes part of the cultural transformation that the company uses to make it embedded in the organization. To me, that's where the future lies because technology then can really be used to help that transformation. And we all know that that is the critical piece. The training is important, but it's that transformation piece that takes place after the fact that becomes critical. And that's where distance learning, I think, can really have a huge benefit.
So it's virtual training with human touch.
Absolutely, and that's what we've kind of keep pushing as our organization's feeling is very strongly that while sales is going to transform over the course of the next 4 or 5 years, the human element of sales has actually become more important, not less important, because that's where creation of value is going to happen. It's not going to happen necessarily on the technology side.
Right. Because people don't want knowledge, they want insight.
Exactly. It's kind of like database. You can get a lot of data, and you can buy data really cheap, but you can't buy information cheap.
Right.
And there's a huge difference.
Right.
And that's where the new salesperson is going to become that informational resource to their clients, not a database.
Got it. Thank you, Jeff. We're going to continue our conversation tomorrow with Jeff Seeley, where we talk about the myths of the best sales approach.